Diane, nice to meet you. And I'm Professor Nilu Gupta. Yeah, I teach my Indian language Hindi in Diane's college. And now I'm welcoming you on behalf of Global Women Power. And many, many congratulations to you for your nice victory. And we are all proud of you as being a woman. So we really welcome you.
Thank you.
If you don't mind, let us know something about your background.
Okay. Well, I'm one of 3 kids. I am the oldest child. I grew up in New England, went to college in Minnesota, and then right out of school came out here to the Bay Area. So took kind of 2 big steps across the country, and I've been here in Fremont for about 34 years.
34 years?
Yeah, long time Fremont resident, so.
Nice to know. Yeah, Fremont, how do you like Fremont?
Well, Fremont's changed a lot. When I first moved here, I'm getting to appreciate what Fremont is. When I first moved here, it was because I worked on the peninsula, and I could afford to buy a home over in Fremont and could not afford to buy a home over in the peninsula. So the commuting was difficult. All of those things about being away from people that I worked with every day was difficult. But over the years, I've come to appreciate Fremont, and I'm really happy that this is where I ended up. So.
I'm happy too, because Fremont is just like a family, I think.
Yes,
so.
yeah, small city.
Yeah. So now let's talk about something for your victory. So how this thought came in your mind to fight the election?
Well, it really was a little bit unscheduled, I guess, for lack of a better word. I have a transit background, so I worked for 14 years in transit over in San Mateo County, and during that time I got very passionate about transit because as a rider, and I was a daily rider on the bus system. I took the Dumbarton Express every day. So as a rider, I got really frustrated with some of the issues that we had, and I could see things that we could do better. I also then got involved in the management, American Public Transportation Association, so kind of the management side of it, and I was mentored by some very educated, very good general managers around the country in transportation. So they kind of gave me the background to, kind of, even in my job that I had with San Mateo. So, it was something that I worked in San Mateo County. I got involved in transportation issues and things here in Alameda County. And so it kind of, somebody had mentioned to me that this would probably be a good role for me. And initially, I was retired and I was enjoying retirement very much. But I missed the transit world. And so I thought that this was a good opportunity to go back in with my experience and to try to make things better here in South County.
I'm glad to know that you are experienced. You are not an experienced person, and glad to know that you want to serve the community. And being a retired person, still you want to work. This is a good thing for us. So, little more that what are your plans? How you want to change, or you have the new strategies, or what were the things which you were feeling not good for the people for AC Transit?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different areas there. I mean, my plan initially is to just really learn as much as I can about this agency and about our area, because we're a little bit different when it comes to transit, because we really are kind of a suburban, and we're not like a major city where, so the transportation and mobility needs in general are a little bit different.
Right.
But we still have the needs of students, the disabled, the low income are a huge population that need these types of services. And that's where I really want to make the rider experience better. Things will happen in the operations, and you aren't going to stop all of those things from happening. But you can at least communicate more. You can at least make it so that people understand more about what's happening, instead of it kind of being an unknown, and you just don't know whether you're going to be standing on the corner and your bus is going to show up or not. So the rider experience is big. I also want to plan for the future. Transportation and housing are huge issues. They go along together. The whole issue we have with climate change and greenhouse gases, transportation's our biggest problem there. It needs a lot of help, and we need to plan for that. So transportation is changing, just like people's needs are changing a little bit, the mobility needs, but we need to be ready to handle that, and we need to learn to evolve, and we can't run systems the way we did 20 years ago. It just isn't going to work. And so we need people in there who are willing to think about things differently and try to figure out some different ways. So that's kind of the other thing that I'm hoping to bring to the table is what are some things maybe we can do to help evolve the agency into what it needs to be, 20 years from now.
Right, I'm glad that you are thinking not only present but for the future also, because that's a very good idea. I really appreciate this, and we hope that our community will be glad in your hands, and they will get the new things, new ideas from you, and they can, and there should be some platform for the community to give you their feedback.
Yes.
So if you make that's your priority, I think, because the feedback is very necessary. Okay. Other thing, being a woman, you are working since so many years with the men and with the other industries. So what are the difficulties faced by the women, or how do you feel in workplace? How we are safe, and what are the problems, and how we enjoy? So it is
being a woman. So I had the luxury or whatever of working. So first I worked in the airline business. That's what brought me here. So I actually was with United Airlines for 23 years. And I'm in information technology. Mm-hmm. So both information technology and the airline business are very male focused. Mm-hmm. They are predominantly a male world. Yeah. More often than not, when people found out you work for United Airlines, they just assumed that you were a flight attendant, because that's the only woman that could be working at an airline, right? Or flight attendants. And so, and then as being part of IT as well, it's also a very predominantly male thing. So I have had those struggles along the years. The whole idea of people using their positions of power to get the things they need, I've experienced that. And when I was in my career, when I was a lot younger, those did have a way of influencing my behavior, right? Because I wasn't necessarily as strong as I am today. Today I am able to, it's all about having the confidence to know that, right is right and wrong is wrong, and you don't have to cross that line if you don't want to. But if you don't have the confidence in your own abilities or in the abilities of the people around you to support you, that can be very difficult. So I've been through those difficult times. I've come out of it stronger. I think it made me a stronger person. It's sad and unfortunate that we're still fighting some of the same stereotypes. The whole thing, the whole gender inequality, women doing the same jobs but men being paid more. I was lucky in that I don't have a family to raise, so I never had that kind of problem where I had to, it was a choice between a profession or a family. And part of that might be because my choice had been profession versus family, in all honesty, but that was the choice I made long ago. So, because people struggle with that all the time. I was lucky to not have to struggle with that part of the issue. But it really is about getting that confidence and recognizing who the people are around you that will support you, and having that support structure in place.
So I think this comes with the experience or with the age it comes up.
Yeah. it comes with age, but I wish it didn't have to become with such old age, for lack of a better word. I mean, I wished it could have happened a lot younger, so that
Yes.
you can have that, a longer period of time to really be. It's not that I wasn't effective, because I think I was very effective, but it just would have been a little bit different, I think.
I agree. It's a little difficult otherwise also for the women, because they have to handle the work situation, the family. So it's double for them. So they have to manage it. They need quite a courage to do that.
Yes.
So they need really support.
Very much.
But I'm glad that you people we are all doing good. The main question as this organization, Global Women Power, how can, what are your ideas, suggestions that how can we play a better role, and what are the areas where we can adjust ourselves and we can find new things, new areas to work for that.
Yeah, I think it still does go back to having a support structure in place, and having people feel comfortable to use that support structure. So in order to, I think you need the confidence to be able to overcome it. But I don't think you get the confidence from yourself. You get the confidence from the people around you who are helping you to recognize what your own abilities are. So having a support structure in place that people can go to, talk about things, come up with new ways of doing that, I think is really good. The one good thing I think that all women have and they don't recognize, the whole idea of emotional intelligence. I think we are much better at working with people, working with teams, building those types of relationships in a work environment, because we have to do that with our families, right? It's sometimes like raising kids when you are a manager, and I think women are way better at that, and so they need to learn that those are their strengths, and they need to learn how to play off of their strengths. So I think teaching people about those types of things is important.
You mean teamwork? It should be.
Well, just how you talk to people and how you build that. The whole idea of recognizing the position you're in at the time and what might be going on in order to make a different choice.
To recognize your ability, how much you can work, what are your best things to come up. It's nice to meet you, and I'm glad that.
Thank you so much.
Again, congratulations on behalf of Global Women Power, and we hope that not only women but whole community will be benefited from your work.
Well, I hope that the community feels comfortable. I totally agree with it being open and honest, and I hope people do come out and do speak, and I love what you guys are doing, so please keep it up. Please keep it up. We need it. Thank you.